Hello, Masterduel Central. I hope you're excited for the Limit 1 event. Today, I just want to show you a couple of decks that people on my Discord cooked up for the event. And I just like to show you a couple of deck ideas, maybe something you'd like to try, something you'd want to run. And also, I'd like to know, maybe let me know in the comments what you would like to play or what you plan on playing for the Limit 1 event. Anyway, let's just get into the decks here. It's not going to be really in-depth deck profiles, just really short, sweet, and simple, just kind of going over it very quickly. Let's get into it. Alright, so what I'm going to be taking to the event is this Striker Invoked deck, and it's a very going second base deck. I'm almost always going to be going second with this deck. It's playing a lot of like board breaking cards, a lot of kaijus. We're playing 4 kaijus. We're playing also the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. We're playing a bunch of board breakers. And other than that, I mean, a ton of hand traps and your typical Sky Striker and Invoked package. And blowout cards like Pankratops, Kaijus, hand traps, and Eldritch the Golden Lord especially are going to be extremely useful when we're going second. So I've had a lot of fun and success with this deck. There's really only one deck that seems kind of like too good for this, and I'm going to be showing you that pretty soon. That's going to be the second deck I show you. But yeah, I love this deck, a ton of fun, and this is definitely what I'm going to be taking to the event. And let me just show you a game real quick. Alright, so here we have a replay of my Striker deck. It is a going second deck, and it goes kind of crazy. I'll show you here. So basically, opponent will activate Scrap Recycler, activate Monster Reborn. Obviously, we'll chain the Max C here. We don't want our opponent to special summon too much here. And that will resolve. They will get their special summon. And after they get their summon here, we just draw a card, and they decide to pass turn. They're like, I am not going deeper. So here we have Cursed Outland, Called by Invocation, Reinforcement of the Army, Pankratops. Pretty broken hand. We'll start with the Pankratops. Then we'll activate the Rhoda to search our Ray. Then we will normal summon Ray and go into Hayate. Hayate can attack directly, send a spell to the grave. We activate Cursed Outland, pay 800, add the Golden Lord to the hand. Using the Golden Lord effect, we send the Crystron Rosenix. Then we special summon our Golden Lord from the grave by sending our face-up continuous spell. And there we go. We just got a big beater, big bunguses, one interruption with this guy and the called by, obviously. It's 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 nothing too complicated. This deck is really easy to play. We'll then go into the Kagari, get back our Engage, and our opponent will Nibiru, which I mean, that's unfortunate, but not really the end of the world because we have Ray in the grave. They'll activate Max C. We'll called by the Max C. We will call by that Max C, and we get our Ray back. With these two, we make Zeke and activate Zeke. This is just because we made Zeke because we wanted to clear the field so we could activate Engage. Draw 2, we get our Pot of Avarice. So we make Shizuku, activate Pot of Avarice, shuffle back 5. I mean, at this point, we're looking pretty damn good. We got the Alistair in hand. Activate the multi-roll that we searched. Get the Shark Cannon, quickly activate the Shark Cannon to banish the Rosenix so that we can activate the multi-roll and set our Engage straight from the grave. So pretty crazy stuff. Our opponent had double Evolution Pill in hand, and they go for Pankratops, interestingly enough. I guess they just wanted to stop the Engage. I would have still went for UCT, I think, in that situation, because they could have beat over the monster I would have summoned with the Ray special summon, but it is what it is. Okay, this is a banger right here. So huge shout out to Pidtosovs. Really weird Discord name, by the way. Please change it. But this deck, I think this deck might actually be the best deck in the Limit 1 event. This deck is just so insane. The combos it does are crazy, and the grind game it has is just unbelievable. So yeah, basically playing the low key, playing a couple ways of getting to low key, like the Lone Fire Blossom, the Unexpected Die. There's just, I think there's other ways. I'm not too familiar, but yeah, this deck is just absolutely crazy. Obviously, there's also the generator stuff. You can get generator boss stage. I think there's like 8 ways of getting boss stage in this deck. So it's absolutely insane. The main combo revolves around getting Mardell on the field using the effect of the Link monster Jasmine. Because this monster, you can tribute a monster to special summon a plant from your deck. So you can use that to summon out the Mardell, which is just insane. Absolutely insane. Here's a video. Man, just brace yourselves because this deck is absolutely insane. So this here is a game we lost. It's a pretty incredible deck. I think this might actually be the best deck for the Limit 1 event. It is Sunseed Avalon Generators, and it is absolutely insane. They will be activating Pot of Prosperity here, adding the Lonefire Blossom. Basically, they add Lonefire Blossom because any way to get to Sunseed Genius Loki starts your full combo. So there's the Genius Loki. The Loki you make dry is, because it was made with Loki, you'll get to search out the Sunvine Sowing. You activate Sunvine Sowing and our opponent's going to get to search out a Sunseed Twin from the deck. And then they activate the Dryas Chainlink 1, Twin Chainlink 2. Twin will summon out the Loki again from the grave, and Dryas will summon out a monster from the extra deck, I believe. Yes, that's right. Now they get to link 2 into Jasmine. Jasmine will tribute a plant monster. And you get to summon out the Mardell Generator Boss of Light straight from the deck. Search out Generator Boss Quest, activate it, reveal a generator in your hand, and add 2 spell/traps of the Generator archetype to your hand, returning the monster you revealed to the deck. Then link into Sun Avalon Melius. This card link summon, you can special summon 1 Sunseed Genius Loki from grave. And from here they can go into the Resurgent. This card is a bounce effect that costs you life points, but the reason this card is so good is because in the grind game it's crazy because you can summon it back from the grave by just banishing link monsters in your grave whose link ratings add up to 4. So very crazy card, and they do have the setup in grave here, so if they lose this they'll be able to summon it back. They'll activate the Generator Boss stage, summon out the Lopter, get their tokens. We will Kaiju over their Lopter, and they have Generator Boss Fight set, which we don't know, and that is about to ruin our day. Going to activate the Kaiju Slumber here. Bring out the Godarla on their side and the Humongous on our side. We misclicked there. It is what it is. Didn't change much at the end of the day, to be honest. At the end of the day, did not really change much for the results of this game. They will activate Bang Holler on the Ray, which was kind of a misplay because we got to chain it, but then they activated the Ash on our Hayate, so we didn't get to use the effect. So we go straight into Shizuku instead to just lower our opponent's attack so that we can clear a couple monsters. However, it doesn't really matter that we cleared this guy because he'll just get to come back next turn with its effect. They activate the Generator Boss Fight, which is just literally activate Generator Field from deck or grave, which is just terrifying. Then they get out their Generator Boss of Iron, which is that machine, that quick effect. You can tribute any number of generators and special summon that many generator monsters from your hand. They're going to normal summon the Jet Synchron and just go straight into Supreme Sovereign. Then they'll activate the graveyard effect of this Resurgent to bring it right back. And they'll be banishing a couple cards. That was a misclick. They did not banish our Ray, so we get to bring it back after they banish our Shizuku. They activate Monster Reborn. Bring back the Jasmine, and our Kaiju will go into Unicorn. Unicorn effect activates, shuffling back our Kaiju. At this point, we're looking pretty terrible, but our opponent is not done ruining our day. They will be summoning out the Jet Synchron again from the grave to make an Access Code Talker. Access Code Talker is going to gain 3,000 attack because of the Unicorn being used as material. We will chain Ray at this point and well, not chain, but activate Ray so that we can stop the access code from attacking to live a little longer. Not that it's going to really help much with our situation here. So they attack. We're at 1,200 life points. And at this point, like, we're just going to go in grind game mode, just try our best to figure something out. But there's realistically, like, nothing we can really do to stop this with our hand. Yeah, this deck is good, but it still has to play cards like this, you know. Whereas I think this deck is just basically, like, it's just all engine cards almost, so it's just crazy. It's just too good. The Generator, Sun Avalon stuff, I think is by far the best deck I've faced for this event. I know Orcust is supposedly quite good too, but I think this might actually be the best one. Alright, so we'll be activating Engage here, and our opponent will obviously negate the Engage by tributing 2 using the Boss of Storms. So, no Engage for us. That is pretty sad, We will be tributing over their Supreme Sovereign to make our Kaiju so that we can break their board with Lightning Storm, but they still have the Generator Boss of Doom here. And they set a Dogmatica Punishment, which is going to ruin our day later. We're going to get ourselves an Afterburner. Not a bad card, but we can't activate it because we have a monster in the main monster zone. And at this point, like, there's just no recovering from this, right? So yeah, absolutely crazy deck. Absolutely crazy. They even add to the insult to injury with the Boss of Storms here. and we just opt to have a, you know, a man's way of going. You know, I died on my own terms there. But yeah, no, I think Sun Avalon mixed with Generator for this event is probably going to be the best deck. It's just too crazy. It's just too broken. This is Protobase's list. It's a very top-heavy Dino deck. I mean, obviously, in my opinion, I don't think Dinos are going to be all that for this event. I think they lack the consistency. But when they pop off, they're probably going to be like popping off crazier than any other deck in the format. So this is basically the deck, you know, it's just playing a bunch of Dino stuff and a couple Saki 1-ofs, because when you're playing a format like this, you might as well play all the Saki 1-ofs. Some interesting card choices too, like Scrapyard to search the Scrap Raptor and stuff like that. And the Yang Zing, the Pillars of the Yang Zing, because I suppose they have a way. I guess Protobase has a way to make Denglong. I'm not too I guess it's pretty easy actually. You just get the Drake YOLO in any level 4. So yeah, pretty interesting deck, pretty cool. And I'm going to show you the replay right now. Now for this Dino deck, this goes kind of crazy too. This this guy basically, we'll go a bit faster here. Activates Pot of Prosperity for 3 and reveal 3 cards. They decide to add the Monster Reborn. Then they will be activating Diagram. They just had Diagram Baby. Lucky. Feels good, man. Lucky you. So Baby effect, summon the Ovi. Ovi search Petite Ranodon. Normal summon the Petite Ranodon. Activate Ovi effect. Pop the Petite. Bring back the Baby. Petite engrave summons this Raptor. You activate the Raptor. Pop himself to go get the Scrap Chimera. Summon the Scrap Chimera. Get back your Scrap Raptor from the grave. Make yourself a Scrap Wyvern. Scrap Wyvern effect activates. And then you bring out the Scrap Raptor, pop it, activate Wyvern, get the Golem from deck, and pop the Baby. Baby gets the Giant Rex. And then Golem effect, get back the Raptor. Then they activate Lith, banish 3 monsters from my extra deck. So pretty scary stuff. They make an Appaloosa, go into Cloud Castle. Cloud Castle activates, brings back the Truking Lithosagem, and our opponent will go into VFD in Limit 1 format. So yeah, that's kind of nuts. Limit 1 dinos are kind of crazy. However, I was the one playing against them. We did have the interrupted Kaiju Slumber, but it wasn't really enough. After we activated that, we couldn't bring out our Dino Wrestler Pankratops, so we don't have enough interruption really. They'll activate Monster Reborn. They'll negate our Max C. With Monster Reborn, they'll get back their Ovi. Ovi, obviously, they're just going to search for the UCT. And at this point, it's pretty much a wash, right? You summon UCT, banish the Rex, get back the Rex. We do have Mecha Eagle booster set, but that's not really going to help our situation here. Might actually remove that card and replace it for something else. And yeah, our opponent passes turn with a Dolka, our Gamma Seal, and the UCT. So at this point, we're really scrambling. We summon our Dino Wrestler Pankratops, activate the Kaiju Slumber to search a Kaiju. Our opponent will activate Tyranno, will activate the Pankratops, and they will negate it with Dolka. Then we'll summon the Godarla, get rid of the Gamma Seal, just so we can Kaiju away the Dolka. Then we'll activate Eldritch in hand, sending away the UCT, bringing back Eldritch, and summoning Eldritch. Now, at this point, it feels like we have the game in the bag. It's pretty much won, and our opponent top decks Pot of Avarice, shuffles back 5, and you won't believe what happens next. You won't believe it. They actually draw the Lost World and the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, which is just the best top deck I've ever seen. If you want to play this Dino deck in Limit 1 event, you have to make sure to have draws as good as Protobase. I will tell you that much. Protobase has crazy draws, and that is why he was able to play this deck in the event. But yeah, Protobase will go away with the win here, and that was just crazy. Such a good showcase for the deck. Such a good showcase. Here we have Nyx's Burning Abyss deck, and just playing as many level 3 extenders as possible. Just gotta make it work. I think this deck might work insanely well actually for the event, just because there's so many nice generic level 3 extenders in the game. Also, Orbital Hydrolander. I forgot to put this card in my deck, but guys, you have to put this card in your deck. Basically, since every card in your deck is different, this card is always going to be live, and it's just completely broken. It's just a quick effect pop on opponent's turn by sending the top 3 cards of your deck to the grave. It's especially good in this deck, however, because of the effects that trigger on mill. So just an insanely good card. And just playing a bunch of trap cards here. Really cool deck, and here's a replay for you. Alright, so here we have Burning Abyss based Burning Abyss. Basically playing as many level 3 extenders as we can here. So Gallus time, baby. That's how we're going to start it. Draw the Danger Jackalope. That's pretty nice. So Gallus, send the Fiendish Rhino Warrior. Then Fiendish Rhino Warrior triggers, but our opponent ashes. Makes sense, makes sense. A little early on the ash, but a fair use of it nonetheless. So Fiendish Rhino Warrior negated. Going to set the Judgment, activate Tsuchinoko. It's going to discard our Libic. Then a Libic effect, summon Graph. Make yourself a Cherubini. Then we're going to activate the Graph in the grave, bring out the Seer, and we send a Skarm with the Cherubini. Then we get to summon our Rubik and discard our Jackalope. We make ourselves a Boral Sword Dragon. Pretty broken, pretty broken. Then we get to activate our Seer in the grave to bring out the Cherubini. Our opponent activates Infinite Impermanence, negating our Boral Sword Dragon. So we will not get to OTK, but I mean, it's pretty damn close. We get the Solemn Judgment on deck. Our opponent must be playing some really good stuff if we don't die here. By the way, this is in ranked. This is not even, our opponent is not even on a limit 1 deck here. Opponent activates Sanctuary in the Sky and just scoops it up. It's just that simple, man. It's just that simple. You know, Burning Abyss, it just always works. It just always works. Yeah, so those are the decks. I hope you enjoyed the video. Shout out to the people in the Discord. It was a ton of fun. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you want to play. Let me know what you plan on playing for the event. You know, if you think some of these decks are whack, if you have like recommendations for how to improve certain decks in here. And just thank you for watching the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out a ton. Shouts out to my UCT tier members. That would be Rapture, Bongerman420, and John Caceres. Shouts out to everyone else supporting the channel. And I gotta get some sleep. Peace.